What's up, guys? Welcome to another Talking Bull podcast. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. We're here to bring you your weekly nerd news rundown, as well as our main topic for the week. This week, we're going to be talking Marvel Legacy, what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. Apparently, they're doing nothing wrong because everything seemed all right this week. We'll see how far we get. Jumping right into our news this week, we will start off with a little bit of news here. Rockstar Games are teasing a new game. Said some players will lose their mind when they find out what it is.
So Rockstar,
stay tuned.
Making this game now.
Yes. Suspense.
We can assume strongly it's DC related.
Definitely, yeah. We can 100% confirm it's DC news.
Now, eggs in all my baskets. Justice League.
Yeah.
That way I get everything.
Everything, yeah.
That would be the game I want.
Yeah.
The game I think it is?
Superman.
I would love that too.
Yeah.
Or Flash.
See,
I don't want it to be a Batman game on its own.
I don't think it'll be a Batman game, but here's my takeaway from what they've done. They've always focused on one individual character extensively. Like their DLC has different characters, but it is one player at a time.
It's all Batman.
Yeah, it's all Batman. I mean, like the Red Hood, but after like Harley Quinn, like they all had their own individual things. I don't know how well they would do with like. So would it only be one character at a time for the Justice League going out?
I get like I don't know how it would, like I said to be able to get all the characters in one game, that would be amazing. But I don't know how the mechanics of how it would
because
work,
the way
how it would work.
All of their mechanics, the way they have worked is that fight system
is one at a time.
And how would they handle more than one thing?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they would do that, and it would just be weird to all of a sudden be like,
switching out
here's
characters.
the JLA, but you only can hang out with one dude at a time.
Yeah.
They just like it would be like DC Online when they would send us all on a mission and then they would just show up at the end and go, "We did it," and we're like, "Fuck you, you did shit."
Yeah,
but nevertheless, I'm waiting for it. It's been,
but yes, Justice League would be amazing. I don't know how it would work, but I would just because then because my option would be like Justice League or Superman.
Yeah.
But then, like, I would also love to run around as a Flash.
Yeah.
I want to play as Green Lantern, and I want to do. So that's why I'm like, ideally, just
could you just ideally do all of them? Thanks.
Yeah, which is Justice League.
Yeah. Ideally, though, I don't see it being Green Lantern because DC hates the Green Lanterns.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. At least movie wise.
Yeah.
And game wise, because the last game they put out was Rise of the Manhunter? No, it was I think it was a tie into the TV show, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the TV show had one?
Yeah, I think so. Either way, they're both shit, so it doesn't really matter which one it ties into because it sucks.
No, the TV show was good, though.
Oh, the TV show was... No, I meant the game for the TV show was shit. No, the TV show was good. And, of course, they canceled it much like most good cartoons. But, yeah, that's just a little bit of Rocksteady news, which I was excited about because I want to see something soon.
It'd be nice if they gave us an idea.
Well, I'm assuming we'll find out soon.
Lose their minds. Yeah, new players, will lose their minds. Hopefully, by the end of the year, we have like just tell us, like, essentially tell us the character. Exactly. What is the game? Like, who is the game?
Yeah. Give us a little tease. Let's go. Hurry up.
Let me know. Then in 2020, I can buy Superman.
Exactly. Well, you figure. City came out in 2013?
12 or 13 maybe?
Yeah, so and then they put out the VR last year.
And Arkham came out in 16.
Yeah. So this game should be pretty far along. It's been under wraps for a while, I would assume, because they started to work on Asylum in 7. It came out in 9. So, cycle. Got to be something soon.
Yeah.
So maybe 2017, 2019 maybe?
Maybe 19, yeah.
Or at least early 2020.
Yeah.
This is 2020. I am Walter Cronkite. Is Walter Cronkite on 2020? No.
I don't even know if he's alive.
Walter Cronkite? I don't know either, man.
I don't think.
Is 2020 still on?
I think 2020 is still
I'm pretty
there.
sure it's on because isn't like Oprah on it or some shit now?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just random.
This is a
in my
weird
brain.
reference.
Yeah.
Neither of us know much about it.
We just know I think that was 60 seconds or 60
He
minutes.
might have been on 2020.
Yeah.
But
this
I'm
hour
pretty
is
sure
22
he's
minutes
dead.
is actually a better news show.
This hour is 22 minutes.
And in news that I'm quite frankly just fucking surprised happened at all, Avatar 17 started filming.
The first 8 were really good. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the next set of sequels.
And like they're taping them all at once, which is like ridiculous. They're going
Manhattan
to shoot
Beach today's
all
sequels.
4.
Avatar 2 is now slated for 2020, but all 4 movies will be shot in succession, which makes the estimated collective budget over $1 billion for the most.
I'm telling you right
expensive
now,
shoot in history.
these 4 movies they put out will not collectively make $4 billion.
No.
You figure, I said they shoot them all at the same time. It's scheduled for 2020. Next one comes out 2022, 2024, 2026.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? No one cares about this stupid piece of crap now.
No. It's not going to do well. Who is this? Please.
This is it's fucktard. It's Cameron.
Yeah, I know that, but I want to see. Is it I want to see the studio. I wanted to know the studio, but it doesn't mention it in there.
Who's doing it?
Yeah.
Who did the first set?
I don't know. I hope to fucking Christ it's not.
Well, this is an IGN article, so of course the Avatar one works. Okay, so we were slightly off. So according to the film's Facebook page, it'll hit December 18th, 2020. Then the next one will be December 17th, 2021. Then 3 years later, the fourth one will open 2024, and then the last one will be 2025. I still don't see a fucking studio behind it. Who the hell is making this movie? Is it Disney? I'm just jumping all over the place now. I can't find the fucking studio behind this crap. Stalling for time while I look.
Just move on.
You don't have a studio?
Oh, I'm looking.
Alright, so that's all I had for that little bit of news because, like, it's just, really, this is ridiculous. These movies are going to be done by 2025. No one's going to give a shit by then. No one gives a shit now. So I don't understand what the hell the point is of these. Like, unnecessary. While he looks for that, I will talk about...
Oh, thank God. It's Fox.
Oh, yeah, 20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just didn't want it to be Warner Brothers because whoever does this is going to lose a lot of fucking money. And I was like, I don't want it to be Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
It's Fox. I don't care.
It's ridiculous. Like, why? Okay, so you understand this article more than I do. So this is the Justice League score will feature a dark Superman theme from Danny Elfman. So it's basically a take on the classic Superman theme, right? They're just making it a little darker in tone.
He's gonna tweak it in there.
Yeah,
and
which is awesome
because he mentions he did this interview over the weekend, I think it was, and now it's making the rounds, and he mentions that part of the thing when he came in was he hired like a huge orchestra to score the final, like to rescore the final battle scene sequence, and he's given all the, like, Warner Brothers the trackings to the characters like Flash and Aquaman, like the ones that didn't have theme songs, right?
Much like Wonder Woman's awesome theme.
Yeah,
I love that theme.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman.
So, like, Yeah, that one.
The new one.
So, but in it, he mentions that one of the things is like when Superman returns is that he's gonna have the John Williams theme in there, and it's gonna be. He said he's gonna tweak it or whatever, and it's used in a dark sequence where like he doesn't something to do with like some Superman, like he's confused when he awakes. Like
the hero has to fight the hero.
A little bit,
yeah.
But he's a little, and then like
if one of those motherfuckers says Martha, I'm leaving.
I don't think anyone's saying Martha.
He wakes up and he starts punching him, and he's like, "Remember Martha? I'm out. I
don't think they'll make the same mistake again.
They keep making the same mistake.
No, they don't.
They do.
They made that one mistake, and we've been hearing about it for 3 years.
Yeah, make a good movie, and we wouldn't have to. Well, we're not supposed to call it the DCEU, so.
But so in it he uses the theme, but he mentions that like just because you're rebooting franchises doesn't mean you have to start from the beginning.
Oh fuck no.
He mentions like Star Wars and Bond.
Yeah,
and I guess it's something that he told like them was like, look, just because we did this from the scratch, we don't have to start everything from scratch. Like,
there's a reason those themes. Yeah, exactly.
So like, let's fucking use it. So they're gonna use it. And
but it just helps resonate with people. Like you hear that Batman theme and you're like, oh, that's Batman. You hear like even Back to the Future has a theme. You hear that, you instantly think of that. Like
so it just helps with that.
Yeah, it reminds me of there was animated Superman has his theme, right? Mm-hmm. So in Batman Beyond, he starts pairing up. He meets the Justice League of his time, and Superman's obviously started around because he's Superman, and he's wearing like this dark suit and shit, and he's older and shit, and a bunch of stuff happens, and he turns out like the League is dying and they can't figure out why, so they send Batman in, naturally, and it turns out that they use the classic Starro villain as like the catalyst. And he's attached to Superman, and they find this out later. So Superman's kind of evil now. And what they did was they tweaked his theme from the TV show and just made it darker. And it's like really creepy when you fucking hear it. And he's flying like not normal Superman style. He's doing his like he's got his arms crossed and he's just kind of floating through the air,
standing up
while like, shooting the Batmobile. And you're just like. That's badass. Yeah. And it's tweaking something familiar, so it just sounds slightly different, or just edging it up so that like it's the same theme, but like it resonates.
Yeah, like not so like the other one was done like on trumpets or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, like very horny and that type of pitch, kind of a little.
I'm like 5. You said horny, and I just started laughing.
I thought it too. But whereas like this one would just be the same tempo, the same song structure, but just done like modern. It's like when we watch, we were watching Mission Impossible. There's another one.
Yeah.
Where, like, in the first movie, it's not that good, but, like, the one they use in the third movie, like, with the guitars and everything, it just sounds a lot better. You know, like, they just beef it up, so.
I like when they use those themes. Like, I don't care where it came from. That is the theme of that. So, like, when you think Batman, you think of that music. When you think Superman, you hear that music.
Yeah.
Like even the Lego games, when Superman takes off and flies, that theme plays, and it's just awesome. I just fucked around flying around with Superman just to listen to the theme. And then in the later games, they did it with Wonder Woman. When she took off, they played her 70s theme.
Yeah.
And it's just it's iconic. There's a reason why we say iconic, because they are. And that's why I do feel that is missing from these movies.
Yeah, like
there is that score. Yeah,
I think that's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, like
that first time when he comes back now, which in a strong way goes with the idea of the movie.
Yeah,
because his story has been over 3 movies. You had Man of Steel, you had The Versus, and now you have Justice League.
He's almost Superman.
Exactly.
He's almost Superman.
It's like when he comes back as Superman.
Yeah,
we'll say, you know, and you'll have that theme that will fucking like. Be an awesome moment, right? Like
my biggest problem with their Superman is that they tried to Nolan Batman him, and because Nolan was obviously producer
on the first one,
and you can feel it in there, like it's a Nolan movie, even though it's not a Nolan movie. But they tried to Nolan him, and it he's not a dark character. He's
No.
not supposed to be. He has his moments of like doubt and darkness, but he's supposed to be the hope, the light.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just I feel like they miss that fundamentally. Like Man of Steel is not a terrible movie.
Oh, it's not.
But it's not a great Superman movie either. It's a good Superman movie. It's certainly better than that shit fest that was Returns, because that movie's a piece of crap. Now that I didn't watch it till last year, because I was just so adamant. I'm like, it's a piece of crap. I'm not watching it. And then I watched it, and I'm like, yep, I was right. It's a piece of crap. But is it better than Superman 4?
Oh yes,
oh yeah, it's 100%.
100%.
I feel so bad for Ralph, man.
He got the bum rap.
He did.
But now he's on Arrow.
Yeah.
Or Flash. Or Legends.
Legends.
There he is. That's where he is.
He's on one of those shows.
That's where he is.
He's guest starred on a few of those shows. So.
He started on Arrow, though.
Yeah, he did. Oh, it's so good. You know what I want? I want Justin Hatley on one of those shows as anyone.
I saw an interview that Tom Welling did this week.
Yeah.
And he said that, like, he was in the interview. Someone asked him about, like, would he return to CW for any of that, universe shows? And he said that he has an idea. He said he has an idea and he can make it work if he wanted to, where, like, he would go on Flash, because Flash could come essentially to, like, the Smallville universe.
Yeah. Man,
that way it's not affecting.
They could crisis.
That way it's not affecting his show that he did for 10 years and not fucking up their show. But he's like, if I wanted to, I'm sure I could make it happen, and I could do it. I'd go on the Flash and have, like, a crossover with him.
They could do a crisis storyline. They could do a crisis storyline with what Earths and stuff they have.
Yeah, there's at least 3.
Yeah.
Well, there's at least 3, if not more.
There's at least 3 Supermans, and there's at least 2 Flashes.
Yeah.
And 2 Green. Like, you could get these guys and have them play heroes now. Like, they had a Justice League.
Yeah.
Like, they had Cyborg, they had Flash.
No, they had Bart.
It was Bart. They had Bart. They had Green Arrow. Like, they could do it.
They had Aquaman.
They had Aquaman, too.
Oh, but Aquaman's busy being Dove.
Yeah. But even if those shows are related, which they will be at some point, I guarantee you, you could have a crisis story, and that would be awesome. Even if it's Crisis on 2 Earths, I don't care. That'd be awesome to see Tom Welling show up as Superman, and then the other Green Arrow, who's completely different to Ollie, just bag on Ollie the entire time. Oh, man, CW, rewrite your shit for you. It's not that hard. You managed to make 13 seasons of Supernatural work. Make Crisis work.
I like the idea originally of Legends when it first premiered, but I didn't follow through last season, and I'm probably not going to start this one.
Yeah, if you're not going to jump on now, there's no point in jumping in.
But the idea of, like, where it was supposed to be more interchangeable.
They was really, really shit the bed on that.
They shit the bed on the idea of interchangeable cast and the shorter seasons. They longed them up and kept the same cast. Like, they tweaked them. You got 1 or 2 new guys.
Yeah, they add and subtract at the end or whatever.
But, like, it's not the original show that was intended, which I was more for, with the idea of
taking the D-list and making them into Legends.
And making them into 10 episodes that were fucking good. Or whatever.
Even if you did your 24 run, but did 12 and 12.
That's what Gotham does.
Or 12 and 6 and 6 or whatever.
Gotham does, like, mini arcs within their show, within their 24, 22 episodes.
Man, I don't know if we've said this on here, but we've talked about it, of us going back to Gotham and then just seeing that promotional shot of Fucktard standing on top of the thing.
With his mask?
In his fake bat suit. And I'm like, I instantly was like,
I'm
that's
done.
why I
That's
stopped
why
watching
I stopped
this
watching
show.
it. Yeah, that's why I stopped.
Again, they did this thing where they promote this show as before Batman, and then 10-year-old Batman's in it.
Yeah,
and
literally 10-year-old Batman.
And it's what I've said from the beginning. It's Batman's just going to be beating up geriatric patients.
Oh yeah, because now they're all older than him,
like,
by a lot.
And I get Elseworld stories, but if your Elseworld stories don't line up and make sense, then they're stupid.
Yeah, it's still a dumb.
They should have pushed him out and aged him up, come back later. But right now, he's like 14 and they're like 35.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
So when he's back in his prime, in his 25s, they're like 60. They're like, stop hitting me.
That's all I can think of when anytime The show is good. I just can't deal with it anymore.
I can't get past that.
I can't. No, it's a huge hurdle.
I watched the first season. I think I watched half of the second season, and then I was done.
Yeah. I almost watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I really wanted to see Ghost Rider because that clip of him is awesome. And then just realized, like, Netflix should just make a Ghost Rider show.
I'm sure. I don't know now that
if they haven't announced it already, they're not.
They're not going to. And now that they have them on Shield or whatever, it's probably not.
But that would be awesome.
You're getting Punisher.
I'm very excited. That trailer with Metallica playing, that was great.
Yeah,
that was a great trailer. I cannot wait to watch that show. And I hated that dude on The Walking Dead, but as the Punisher, he's fucking awesome. So we got a Red Dead trailer this week.
Back to the news.
Red Dead 2. Yeah, we kind of vamped there a little bit. I like when we do that. So we got a trailer. I showed it to this guy about 10 minutes ago. You watched me play a bit of the first one, I think?
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen parts off and on.
Great game. Love it. It
looked beautiful.
GTA in the West.
Yeah, it looked amazing. Rockstar is doing that, and hopefully they, pick up GTA soon.
Well, yeah. Once they do this, I'm assuming the way it works is GTA is next.
Yeah.
5 took off in a way like no one expected.
Mm-hmm.
Like it is it's the number one selling game of all time based off of some chart, but they don't really track like Tetris and other things. Yeah, so it's number one because of the way it tracks now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is still in the top 10 every week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's ridiculous. And I guess a lot of people, the way it's working is because everyone is either, like, the joke from some people is someone's always turning 18, so they're always getting Grand Theft Auto. That's technically true, and then they switch consoles for whatever reason, and then they buy it again. So, like, if they had the PS3, they're like, oh, I want to play it on the PS4, so they do it again.
Mm-hmm.
If they're on the PlayStation, someone buys it on Xbox, they're like, well, everyone's playing on Xbox, might as well pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I had it on the 3, and then I bought it on the 4, so, like, boom, I bought it twice.
Yeah.
I bought it when it was on sale because I'm not paying full price.
Yeah, I'm not paying full price for the same game I already own, but
like, playing it again was fantastic.
Did you play it all the way through the second one?
I got halfway through the second one. I'll probably go back to it at some point. It's a fun game just to throw on and do whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking around in that game's fun.
Oh, yeah. Like, look how many hours we wasted fucking around in fucking Nico.
Yeah. Man, if we would have taped some of that shit, our channel would be massive.
We had to have wasted, like, almost three months.
At least. Just doing stupid shit in that game. Mm-hmm. And, like, if I didn't hate online so much, I would play online. Because
the thing with online, and I was talking about this with this guy at work, is, like, kind of the time.
Yeah.
And the dedication it takes to play online.
Yeah.
Because he was talking about Destiny.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, GTA is a little different because you're just fucking around, but online, right?
But the idea of, like, it's going to happen in a couple months with Call of Duty. You're going to go on, you're going to buy the game, you're going to go online, you're going to play. You're going to be kind of on par with everyone. You're going to go back a week later.
The second you stop,
you're going to play. You're going to stop for a few days.
Yeah.
You're going to stop for 2 weeks. It's Christmas time. You're going to be busy with family. You got shit to do, right? You're going to go back in January, and you're fucked. You will never fucking win a match again. Like, you will get your fucking ass annihilated.
It's one of those things.
Like, well, I'm done playing. I won't play online anymore. And then you already played the story mode, so you're like, you're done the game. It's like, that's it. I'm done. I won't play Call of Duty
especially, like, if you plan on playing most of the big releases that are coming out shortly, like, you will not have time unless you are just playing
Call of Duty.
And granted, people just do play Call of Duty.
Those are the ones
don't want to.
Yeah, those are the ones that make you not want to play.
That's all they play. Like, they'll play that and, like, maybe like a Madden or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they do. But for me, I try to play everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, to stop just to constantly play Call of Duty for months on end, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, even now, I jump between playing whatever. I'll play the newest game, and then I'll jump back to finishing off Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever we're doing for the Let's Play. Like, we just finished Layers of Fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got to be almost done Marvel.
We looked through the level things where you said we're about half.
Yeah, we're about half. And then we'll probably jump into 2. But yeah, like, you just jump back and forth, whatever. Like, I know you'll play hockey for a bit, and then you'll jump on to, like, whatever catches your interest. Maybe one of, like, the Plus games that looks semi-decent.
Or, like, right now I'm just waiting for enough Batman to come out.
Yeah.
Telltale.
Yeah.
Telltale Batman. Just waiting for enough. I think episode 2 dropped this week.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
So as soon as all 5 are out, I'm gonna crash through that.
I really want to play it.
I want to play it.
It's sitting there taunting me.
I'm not gonna. I like the way I did it last time.
Yeah.
Where I was able to play everything to one after the other.
I'm waiting on the last Guardians. I bought the Telltale Guardians of the Galaxy game, just on a whim because it was on sale. And I'm waiting for the last one of that.
It's not movie based, right?
No, it's kind of a mixture between the book and the movie. So it's kind of that, and like I like the movie, so I'm like, all right, I'll give the game a shot. But I'm waiting for that last one.
The second movie wasn't that good.
No, the first one was good. The second one was better than the first one. Guardians.
Yes.
You went backwards there for yeah. You didn't even finish.
I never finished the first one. I never finished the first one, so the first one was horrible.
Yeah.
Second one was better than the first one, yes, but it wasn't like great. It was good. At least I finished it.
That's true. Tangents all over the place today. What else we got? Oh, those cool variant covers.
Fucking amazing.
They're
Did you
coming
see
out.
they put out 2 more today?
No, I didn't see
the
those.
Batman one and the Aquaman one.
Oh, I'll have to go look at those.
No, the Batman one and the Cyborg one.
Okay, I'll throw a few up in the section, but yeah, those things look awesome. I love when they do variant covers that look cool. I normally just steal the screenshot of them and use them in various places. Because, like, I don't want to go out and buy 6 Action Comics number 470, right?
Yeah.
But, like, the variant covers are so cool. Can someone make a poster with all of them on it?
Did you see they put out new posters
for the movies? I've seen one of them.
Like profile photos.
Yeah, I seen a few of those. Like
they look pretty cool.
There were the 6 heads like leading away from Superman one I saw.
No,
there's another set.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So I don't know what you saw.
Then enough. I'm drawing the line of promotional items. Then
I'd take all the pictures you want to give me without giving me that Doomsday trailer like you did with like you did with Versus.
That Mutant Ninja Turtle ruined that movie.
You want to throw out a new fucking picture and poster every day? I don't give a fuck. Pictures and posters look sweet.
The end of that trailer, everyone was like, "Well, we know how the movie goes."
Supposed to drop this week.
The last one. Man, I'm terrified.
It's supposed to drop this week. Leading into or probably maybe during New York,
yeah.
Like I think it's attached.
It'll probably drop in.
I think it's supposed to come earlier because it's supposedly attached to Blade Runner next Friday.
That's doing really well.
Really well.
Yeah.
It has a 97 right now on.
It makes me kind of want to watch the movie again.
I've never seen the first one. Like
I really tried to watch it. I went online and I looked up because there's a lot of cuts of it, right? And everyone's like, "What cut?" Blah blah blah. I went online
it's
and
Star Wars. Like there's 35 cuts to this film.
More like I want to say Superman. There's like 3 or 4 different cuts of that just based on who touched it. Star Wars is fucking dude just keeps adding shit to it.
Or taking stuff out.
Yeah, or taking shit out. And like
Han shot first.
Yeah, he did. I don't care what anyone tells you. Any fan will tell you that he shot first.
Yep, Han
and
shot first.
I have the VHS. I have the VHS tapes to prove it. I went online and I'm like, what is the definitive cut that is essential to this? And that's what I watched. And I was kind of like, it was late and I was dozing off. And that's one of those movies you want to fall asleep during because you're like, the fuck is happening now? So I want to give it the attention I feel it deserves because it was good when I was watching it.
Is look at the times. This is a movie that's old as fuck and gonna be hard to get through. So I would watch the one with the shortest time.
I got through it fine. It was just I fell asleep watching it at a bad time.
Watch that one.
Yeah. But like,
that way I could be like, I watched it, I get it, I understand it, move on.
I did like the first little bit that I saw. It was really good. It's right up my alley of movies. So and then like all those they did a bunch of like mini-esque movies and shit before it, right?
Yeah.
Those were really well received. And then the movie looks like it's gonna do great.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm like, good for it. Because I didn't think it would. It's a very like niche cult classic, I would say, type of movie. It is critically acclaimed though, but it's very like, hey, that's an all right movie type of thing. But we've seen time and time again movies that take forever with a sequel are not good.
Hit and miss.
Hit and miss.
Sometimes they work like this one. It seems like this one's gonna work.
Yeah.
So, I had no interest in seeing it, but now that I'm like seeing these.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll go watch the first one and then go watch this.
That was one of those movies where it's like everyone talks about it type of thing, and I'm like, I want to see what everyone's talking about. Even though I called it a niche cult classic.
It was before our time. We just don't care.
Yeah.
It's old. It's old for us to go and watch something from the 70s.
Yeah. And those movies are great, but they are hard to watch in terms of like what shit is now. And it's like Taxi and all that stuff. Like, great movie. Taxi. You tried to watch it and you're like, ugh.
Wow. I shut it off.
Yeah.
But half hour in, I was like, I can't.
Now, we're not saying it's a bad movie. It's just, it's a product of its time and it's hard to do.
Yeah. I was like, I can't watch this.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, the Bond films.
Yeah.
Great for them. Really hard to fucking get through.
Some of them were hard. I made it through. I got all the way up to Pierce now.
I figured,
and I made it through them.
If I can sit through Suicide Squad 3 times and watch the new Ghostbusters, I can make it through anything.
I've only seen Squad twice. Once in theaters, and then I watched the extended cut.
I watched it once in theaters, once again, and then watched the cut. God, that is not a good movie.
Probably won't watch it again.
No, I'm done. I will never watch it again. I want to talk about that, but I will. So we talked like months ago about this video game strike with the actors, and it was weird because it was only a certain number of them and not all of them, and then not all of them wanted to strike, but they wanted better, basically what their TV and movie counterpart voice actors have. And so, like, basically, there's a tentative deal reached. They get new bonuses based on how many sessions they worked, things like that. It's different than the deal that they wanted, but this is what they got. Basically, they got it. So each session accrues up to more money, and they get paid on or before the game gets released. They wanted a revenue-based system based on what they... like how much money it gets, that's how much more you make.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of voice actors have on TV and movies and shit like that. And they just wanted fair wages like everyone else, and the strain on their voices from doing constant, like, just yelling shit for stuff. And, like, if they do have a problem with their voice, it affects their next project. Like, they really need to do it. And so if they're spending 8 hours screaming, like, how are they going to do shit the next day? So... I'm glad they have a contract because it was affecting, like, I believe the big one was Warner Brothers. They work with SEG, and they didn't have any voice actors. And if I'm not mistaken, Square Enix does as well. But there's a lot of other studios who don't and didn't care because they're just like, whatever, we'll just hire whoever.
Yeah.
But I know, I'm pretty sure Troy Baker's in this, so it's like, hey, he gets back to work. So they do have a tentative contract. It seems like everyone will sign it. They meet next week or next coming weeks. So good for them. I'm glad. I hate when strikes like this happen because it affects a lot of shit like this. And then we almost had an actual strike with actors. A writer strike almost happened again. You see this happen with like voice actors all the time. They just did it a few years ago where like they were getting shafted because like all these things are online now. So they make their initial cut and it's like, well, what about after? And I'm like, well, they should get some type of fee for that. Like it is their work. And I think this happened with writers as well. They wanted a cut for afterwards because of the way revenue systems work. I think we're talking about Netflix writers.
Yeah.
But good for them. I don't like seeing people strike because strikes are stupid. And way too often it seems that people want to just strike instead of just working shit out because striking usually gets them more of what they wanted. But when you live where we do, that don't mean shit. And that's all I'm going to say on that because I don't want to piss off everyone because everyone's an idiot. So... You want to talk about this?
Yep.
Okay, so...
Arnold.
We've been reporting on this the last few weeks because this guy never likes to shut up. Arnold has
I'll be back.
Said he'll be back. talking about Genesis, saying that the next one will ignore Genesis, as well as saying anything other movies were like a bad dream or alternate reality type of deal. And I read that because of his age, I forgot what article I got that from, but because of his age, they were gonna they put the thing on top of the
kind of the same idea
skin.
of Genesis, where the skin ages, but the body's still the robotic body is still on the
There's
side.
a whole bunch of shit here I'm now not reading, but basically they're failing because they're old.
Yeah,
and we saw that in Genesis, but they're gonna ignore Genesis, so it's okay.
Yeah,
it's like what the hell. So according to Miller, also this is part 3 of the original trilogy. So Terminator 1 and then Judgment Day and then this. It's not Terminator 6. It is Terminator 3. Part of the original. And I'm like, if it's good,
try marketing
fine.
that.
Good luck with that.
It comes out July 26th, 2019. A lot sooner than everyone expected.
Yeah, considering he doesn't get the rights to the movie until 2019.
Oh. But July 26th, 2019.
This is amazing. Just think about this. He doesn't have the rights to the movies
But he's
yet.
flapping his lips a lot about it.
Yeah. And he's like, well, they can't get it off the ground, but apparently I can.
They're like, why don't we just take his ideas? Look, we're going to reuse Arnold. we'll make it Terminator 3, and we'll...
But the thing is, now no one will finance it and shit because they're like, he'll get the rights back and we'll finance it. But I want this. I love Terminator, and I want one of these to fucking work.
Yeah.
These sequels have not worked.
No, they haven't.
3, Salvation, and Genesis have all not worked, and all for various reasons. I really want this to work. This has a lot of talented people attached to it. Make it fucking work.
Yes.
I think the key thing, and this will actually be next week's topic, so I'll just kind of
unpack.
We're gonna unpack
everything
this.
Terminator.
I think the key things you need is make the time travel work, which they kind of botched, and stop making John Connor a fucking Terminator. You tried it in 2 movies, and 2 movies it didn't work.
Yeah.
You had to reshoot an ending to the last one because you're like, oh shit, they didn't like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you spoiled the reveal in the other movie.
In the trailer.
In the trailer.
posters.
And everyone hated it. And you couldn't have figured that out based off the last one.
Yeah.
So, that's my main piece of advice to these people is make the time travel work. Because it was really wonky in Genesis.
Genesis, I understood.
I understood it, but when they were getting near the end, you were kind of like...
When it's getting near the end, it's a little wonky, but I mean, we're experts in time travel. So it takes a lot to...
We've managed to make the X-Men time travel make sense.
It takes a lot to fuck us on time travel.
Well, we got Doctor Who.
Exactly. But I understand, general public was probably just too fucks confused from watching Genesis.
They tried to cram, 18 different movies, even though they only made 4 into one, and it kind of all fell apart.
But anyways, next week.
Next week, we will talk about all of these movies, and then we will both give our version of what Terminator 3 will be. I've actually been giving it some thought over the last little weeks, trying to be like, what is this? And then I'm like, maybe we should do it. And then it was Wednesday, and I'm like, I haven't written any of this shit down, so we'll do a new topic.
We'll do it next week.
We'll do it next week. I'm looking forward to that because I love Terminator, and I really want these movies to work. That is it for news that I had. Do you have anything of...
I have a few.
All right, so we'll do some quick fires, and then we'll jump right into our topic.
Yeah. Looks good. So, you watched Homecoming.
I did.
Yesterday.
I did, finally.
In it, when he's doing the interrogation scene...
That was great.
Right?
Yeah.
He mentions that he has a nephew in the neighborhood. Right?
I wonder who that could be.
Right? It's Miles. Obviously.
Suspense, man.
Who gives a fuck?
I knew who the fuck
this
it
is
was.
Quickfire.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there was a deleted scene, though, in the DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah, I stopped watching those yesterday.
That he may have been in it.
Yeah,
Like
they all but
sequence.
confirmed but denied they did it.
It says Now a deleted scene, which looks like it might actually be an alternate post-credit sequence, has found its way online. And just in case there were any doubt about the identity of his nephew, Davis mentions Miles by name.
Miles Morales, the Spider-Man.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm...
What did you think of the movie?
I really liked it.
What did you think of the ending of the movie? Particularly referring to the... I'll refer to it as the Dark Knight Rises Robin ending.
The Dark
Knight Rises.
Yeah, I got it. Where they like
at the end of the name, they shoehorn his name in at the end.
Yeah.
What do you think of hers at the end of Homecoming?
So I was really annoyed because like she's not MJ, but
they said my friends call me MJ.
But here's the thing, I went and looked some shit up after this movie ended, and from what it seems, for all intents and purposes, that is not Mary Jane.
No, it's not. Her name's Michelle.
Yeah.
They call her Michelle at one point.
It's kind of like, from what I've been reading from the directors, the producer,
it was very much the Robin of Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, it's basically
like,
just
your name's Robin.
Yeah, it's just I was trying to figure out what you. Yeah, it's just a little nod to her being Mary Jane, and I'm just like, that was really dumb.
Yeah, I didn't like
not
that.
intended to be her.
No, it's not intended to be her.
And it's like, then why'd you do it?
But why'd you do it? Because let's just say hypothetically, sequel. Would you now have two MJs in the same movie?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you'd have Michelle Jane and Mary Jane. That's what are they going to be fucking related now? They're cousins?
That's what it seems like they were hinting at. It was just
that
it was really, just the nod
the movie
to
was
the
really good.
Yeah.
I liked it, but that part really fucking made me mad. Like,
and we knew that going in that she was supposedly Mary Jane,
but then not.
But
MJ.
then she's not MJ, and I'm just
she's
like,
not Mary Jane.
If they just made her Mary
MJ,
Jane, I wouldn't have cared because it was just.
Yeah,
it's a different take on the character, and I wouldn't have given a shit. But yeah, like the Dark Knight Robin. I was trying to think of like what you meant because it was like the Avengers thing, which was really cool because that suit, by the way, looked a lot like Miles's.
Oh, his armored one?
Yeah, it looks like Miles combined with the suit he's actually was wearing in the comics.
Yeah, that was a cool sequence when he gets the new thing. And he doesn't take it, right?
No, he doesn't take it. He goes back and he's like, I'm going to be Spider-Man for a while.
Then he proposes to fucking...
Yeah, I don't care about that. But that, like... Yeah. Everything in that movie kind of just worked.
It did.
And I really liked that they got the scene of Spider-Man lifting the shit above his head because that is hugely iconic. When the building falls on him, Toombs drops the building on him, and he's trapped and he's screaming for help, and then he's just like, I'm Spider-Man, I can do this. And he just lifts it, and that's like massively from the comic where all that shit falls on him and he lifts it up, and you're like, that's my guy. But I really liked it. I think everything worked. I think not doing an origin worked. I think Tony...
Oh, for sure. That didn't work. What did you think of the ending going towards Aunt May?
I was like, okay, fine. And then, again, I was reading some stuff afterwards, and it was basically like a nod homage to the original Iron Man, where it kind of just him ends with like...
Abruptly.
With like, reveal. I'm Iron Man.
Yeah.
And then the next movie has to figure out what all that means. Mm-hmm. And then... From what they're saying, this next movie has to figure out what it means by her knowing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fine. Mm-hmm. It's a nod to thing. It was funny in the movie. I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like,
small things like that just kind of like, okay, like I guess.
To me, that was a very Marvel MCU move.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, fine.
And I was
the rest of the movie was fine.
The rest of the movie was fine, but just, I don't like giving passes just because the rest of the movie was good.
No, so like I actually didn't mind it. The MJ thing annoyed the shit.
But the MJ thing annoyed me more, obviously.
Yeah.
But that just like okay, like
I find it very hard to believe she didn't know that he was Spider-Man, especially like because he's like really bad at hiding it.
Yeah, he is. But
he's a great Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed him as.
I didn't realize this until you see the movie, and then there was like one or two articles I read leading up to it because I didn't see it when it first came out either. Like, it was like a month after it came out, and it was the idea that he's not in New York.
Yeah, he's in Queens.
He's in Queens the entire movie.
That and when I was reading yesterday, they did that for purposely. A point.
Yeah,
to have not have him swing on big buildings because we've seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
So to see him go, like, him doing the fucking Ferris Bueller thing through backyards was hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, he's really bad at being Spider-Man, but, like, it's his first week, basically, from what it seems.
Yeah.
It's really great. I really liked it.
It was a good movie. I liked it.
I liked the Vulture as a character.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a few deleted scenes of, like, Keaton kind of, like, showing him not wanting to be the villain that he is, and I'm really glad they took it out. Because it's supposed to be more ambiguous to him being, like, not wanting to be the villain, but he has to based on what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like
they took that stuff out?
And they took it out.
The villain.
Yeah, he's just the villain. They took away more of his, like, redeeming stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's one where he gets a phone call from the kid, and you don't see him talking to the kid, but he's just on the phone, and he's upset, and you can see it. And then, like, he ends the phone call and just starts knocking shit around. And you can tell, like, he doesn't want to be in this situation, but he is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, like, in the movie, that was supposed to be more what you think and not exactly him showing it. It was more of the less is more thing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they did that. This whole movie was less is more. And I really liked it. But yeah, I'm glad I finally saw it. I will probably watch that again.
I'd watch it again. Did you see that Bryan Cranston may be in Uncharted? The movie.
For all intents and purposes, to me, that movie's dead.
Okay.
But no, I didn't see this.
And I forgot that the kid from Spider-Man is...
All right.
Drake.
Yeah, that's why I hate this movie. Not because of Tom Holland, just because...
They're doing like a prequel.
Yeah, I hate that shit. And we already had that in the fucking game.
But,
So who's he going to play, Sully?
That's what everyone's saying. It's
Oh,
like,
God, no, please. I like Bryan Cranston, but no.
That's what everyone was saying.
I don't want this movie. Send it back.
X-Men Dark Phoenix may be a two-parter.
I saw that, and I just went, don't care, and I left it. I did see that.
I saw it, I've read it, and I was like, okay, like, I'm not interested in it. Like, I really think they need to stop with X-Men movies, but...
Fox, you can't make one movie work. How are you going to make two into one? You can't. Stop it. Stop. You're done. Marvel should just take that shit back. Pay whatever money they want and take it back.
This one just came up, so I'm going to read it live.
Ooh. Yeah, live on the recording.
Live on the recording. It has to do with Men in Black spinoff set for 2019 release.
With spinoff from what?
I'm going to read it.
All right.
Deadline has learned that Sony Pictures are in the midst of fast-tracking a Men in Black spinoff film and have already dated it for May 17, 2019. Neither Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones is expected to return to their fan-favorite roles as Agent K and J, respectively, but the new film will continue to build onto the world they created. It will acknowledge events from the first three installments, similar to Universal's highly successful Jurassic World. So it's just going to be a new set of movies. On a related note, the rumored Men in Black 21 Jump Street crossover with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill is reportedly still in early stages of development, but this new project will take priority. When announcing the new film, Parks said, "It's so rare to get to the end of a script and know you're holding a movie in your hands. But Art and Matt, who were the writers, have written a spin-off that somehow is true to the core of MIB and yet expands the franchise to a fresh new place."
Alrighty then.
Cool.
Here's some news for you. Do you want to read this headline?
Kristen Stewart, Lupita Nyong'o, circling Sony's Charlie Angel reboot.
Well, that movie's not getting off the ground. Why are you casting Kristen Stewart in this movie?
The movie will get off the ground.
And Elizabeth Banks is directing.
The movie will get off the ground, for sure.
And the film already has a stated release date of June 7th, 2019.
Yeah, the film's getting off the ground, but why are you making the film?
Yeah.
The first two, although I didn't, to be honest...
Whoa.
Just go with me on this.
The first one was good.
Go with me on this.
I don't want to.
The first two, I don't know if I've seen them fully. I might have seen the first one. Might have seen both of them completely, but not enough to know which one was which. They were good. I remember hearing a lot about them at the time.
First one was good.
But I don't think they were crazy popular. Not enough to
The
warrant...
first one was at the time.
Like, so popular where you're like, okay, in 15 years we'll try this again?
Oh, well, you didn't say that. No.
Like, yeah, it wasn't like it wasn't like a fucking where we're in the like the thing now of like what did I like Batman. Batman's gonna be made until the end of fucking time. It doesn't matter how like, but
because as we figured
I don't think
out,
it was crazy successful.
Hollywood is lazy. Look at all the things we've reported on recently. Like,
you can close that.
Yeah, that was just cool to look at. Look at all the shows that are coming, like True Lies as a TV show. What we got? Lethal Weapon. Knight Rider.
Now.
First season?
Yeah.
Cool. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but
I thought it would be. I could finish it on there.
Yeah, you could. I just fucking retarded assness. I stop saying retarded on the podcast. Yeah, it's dumb. I don't.
That's all the news I have. You ready to hit this?
Yeah, I just Men in Black, whatever. I don't see that movie actually going anywhere. I get the idea. Like, it's just more expanded universe shit.
Yeah.
Like,
how many more universes do we need?
Honest, like, we don't even know where the Dark Universe is going at this point, so that's dead in the water. The DCEU is struggling as it speaks. Marvel's trucking along because it's Marvel. But, like, why does whatever. Charlie's Angels, that movie
they'll
fucking
spin that off
hard.
in the universe.
Yeah.
Charlie's Universe.
Yeah.
We'll get that announcement as soon as, like, a week after that movie premieres.
I was going to say, though, summer 2019, holy shit, it's gearing up. Like, 3 things we talked about. Did I all have 29 summer release dates?
Yeah.
Good luck. All right, so moving right on to our topic. This week, Marvel Legacy #1 came out, which is the main series of books in the Marvel Legacy relaunch, rebrand, the all new Marvel, different now retake on the same basic shit. New shit we've been doing for. So basically, Marvel Legacy is we're trying to fix everything we fucked up for the last
10 years.
10 years? No. 5, maybe 5, 6. I wouldn't say 10.
Yeah.
So basically, what they're trying to do is get everyone back to the status quo of where Marvel should be. Because they've taken characters and twisted and warped them and, like, tried to appease the fucking, like, masses of, like, we need social commentary and we need social injustice and fucking social justice warriors. And I can't think of the other name of what the hell I'm trying to say, so I'm just saying the same 3 words.
I don't know where you're going. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what other word you're looking for.
God damn it. I can't think of the word. I'm trying not to say the thing I'm trying to... Basically taking characters and changing them to suit the other character's needs and just erasing the other one without just making a new character.
Yes.
So they've done... Like, they took away white Captain America, Black Captain America. They took away white Iron Man and made a teenage black one.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not against having multicultural, like, superheroes, but stop taking the ones that people like and just shoehorning other shit into them.
Yes.
It's fucking ridiculous, and clearly it's reached a boiling point that they were like, oh shit, we should probably fix this.
We need to stop this. Yeah.
Like, and they do it. Like,
so
they did it
this
so many times.
So, as Legacy, what is happening to the new characters?
The new characters are being slightly pushed to the back to bring to the forefront the characters that are the main reason why Marvel exists. Okay. So, like,
what's going to happen?
Cap is now going. Just go with me for a second because I'll get to Iron Man in a minute. He's a little wishy-washy. Cap is going back to normal Captain America. He's going to be doing the Superman walk to try and figure out, like, what's going on in America because his counterpart broke it. And, like, he wasn't around, so he doesn't understand it. So he's going to be doing that while working with the Avengers stuff, and I'll get to that in a minute because I explained to you how they're doing that the other day. Thor, while unworthy to get his hammer, Jane Foster, for all intents and purposes, it looks like she's going to die, and Thor will pick up his hammer. They haven't explained how they're doing that yet, but he will get his hammer.
So
back.
she'll be dead. So that's how
she'll
they
be
got rid of
dead.
her
Yeah, they're just
character.
gonna wipe her the fuck right out.
And this is 616, Jane.
This is 616 main universe canon because it's the only one they got left now.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is going back to like his grounded street roots. He's
like
no
swinging
longer,
through
yeah,
Queens.
he's no longer got his multinational like conglomerate. It's been dismantled slowly over the last little bit, leaving into Legacy. Iron Man, there's been two things right now. Iron Man is like in a coma, and his suit's been running around with his AI in it. It's really stupid. And Rainey, I believe is her name, has been one Iron Man, and Doom has been the other one. So stupid. So, and then at the end of this,
called again? Iron
Heart. No.
Iron Heart. Yeah.
Iron Heart. Yeah, we looked this up.
Yes.
Iron Heart, and like, she's kind of been taking over the mantle of Iron Man while he's whatever. He's now disappeared. His body's gone. So it's basically like the quest to find Iron Man, and then when they do, he's gonna go back to being Iron Man, and she'll probably be in the background or whatever, or have her own thing. But like the main thing is to get all of these characters back to their status quo and have them be who they are. Like Bucky, I guess he did a trip through time and like went and worked with Captain America during World War II as Falcon. So like we saw Cap as Cap. And then when he comes back, obviously, I don't know how they're going to do this, but it'll be in the next book. So like, yeah. So like the big thing we saw at the end of the one book is Wolverine's back. Main Wolverine.
2014 he went down.
Yeah.
15.
So
14 or
they
15.
do
So
not
it's been a
reference
while.
him as Wolverine.
No.
They reference him as Logan. So, and he's got one of the Infinity Stones. Of course, they all tie into the everything because that's how they roll. But there's a story. Yeah, Logan's back and he has the Mind Stone. He's been, and they're going to explain how he got back later on down the line. But the main thing, like, he is going to be back. I don't know what's going to happen to Old Man Logan and X-23 as Wolverine because she's in the book.
Well, that's Wolverine, quote unquote, is just like a title.
Yeah, that's basically
know,
like, yeah, Wolverine is the title. That's why she took over the mantle of Wolverine.
Yeah,
they brought
like
Old Man Logan in because he's cool.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see Old Man Logan hanging out with the other Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
But he is back, and it looks like he's going to be dealing with the stuff of the Infinity Gem. Also, this box has a stone. Oh, there was another. Oh, this thing. This is weird. Black Panther is now an intergalactic empire of Wakanda. Apparently, the Black Panther thing is all from space now. Instead of being rooted in, like, Africa.
Okay.
Which everyone was like, why have all of that change? But yeah.
Maybe it makes more sense.
I guess.
Like, how can ancient Earth have built the things that they're supposed to have built?
Yeah.
You
know? Some stuff dealt with the old school Avengers. Remember they did the 10,000 year Avengers? I guess they fought one of the what the hell is the name of these things? They were in the Guardians. They talk about them like the big celestial beings. It all ties with that into the Infinity Stones. So they Loki awoken this thing because apparently Loki just does everything to piss everyone off. I know we're jumping around everywhere for everyone's trying to pay attention to this shit, but like a lot of shit happened in this book. So he awoken it, and it looks like they might have to team up to fight it. Robbie Reyes, the current Ghost Rider, I use air quotes to that because he doesn't have the spirit of vengeance. He has a different spirit. He never had that penance stare. Just remember in the movies, like your sin, it shows you all his sins, and then the guy dies. He never had that. He got it and killed Starbrand this week, which is pretty cool. Celestials, by the way, that's what they're called. He's never had that before, so he has it. Loki awoken the thing, and now we're all afraid of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It deals with the cube, or not the cube, the cosmic stones. Looks like one of them might have brought Wolverine back. That's why he's awakened, because remember, he was cocooned in that adamantium and lost his healing factor. He's now back. The cocoon is empty, and he's walking around all willy-nilly. Hopefully he's got his healing factor back, because if he doesn't, he will probably die very
He'll
shortly.
die very quickly.
Jarvis is also back as well.
As a person.
And outside of the Avengers Mansion, there's a statue of the original Avengers, and there's a new Avenger that called Voyager, that everyone's like, hey, who is this? That she's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Jarvis notices it, and he's really confused. I have no idea who the hell this character is.
That's probably a new character, though. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Introducing a new character.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we'll say that to later, see what happens. Yeah, so Tony Stark's missing in this article. So the big thing is, who's narrating it? Someone's narrating all throughout this episode. We found out at the end it's the Fantastic Four's kids, because they're off jaunting across the galaxy. Ben and Johnny have now set off to find Sue and Reed, who have been missing since the end of Secret Wars 2, Electric Boogaloo. That is a reference no one will get. No one knows where the hell they are. And I'm like, well, it was a Marvel mandate. They shut down, so someone knows where they are. So they're off. They're called the Fantastic 2. They shoot off the flare in the book. It shows the Fantastic Four logo in the sky, signaling that they are going to reform the Fantastic Four. They just have to find Sue and Reed, who've been missing since that time. Everyone's real happy because, again, it means we get the Fantastic Four back. And that will shut everyone up who thinks Marvel stopped doing them because Fox has the rights.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, if Marvel shut down everything that Fox had the rights to, you wouldn't have X-Men.
Or Spider-Man.
Like, this, shut up. The only thing they stopped the X-Men from being in is that game.
Yeah.
Because they wanted the movie guys in it, which I get. Marketing-wise, makes sense. I mean, you pissed off a shit ton of people. Oh, well. You can't please everyone.
So their kids are telling us the story of what's happening?
Yeah, they're narrating basically what's going on in the story as it unfolds. And this, I guess it was a huge-ass book.
So, like, in the idea, like, because they're from the future, they already know about it.
They're in our current timeline, but Franklin she's super smart, like Doom level smart, and he basically is everything. He's a mutant. He is the most powerful mutant ever. He remember back in the day they killed off supposedly all the heroes, and then they did Heroes Reborn in the 90s. He's the reason they were in that pocket universe, because he created the pocket universe. So he's God, essentially. So they know what's going on. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to tap into history, because remember, Loki made Hulk fight, and then the Avengers, and that's why we got the original Avengers.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're tapping into that once more with awakening the Celestial that's been on Earth, because naturally, it just seems like everything in existence is always on Earth until we need to know about it.
Exactly.
Like, we talked last week, like, the Power Rangers do the same thing. Oh, it's on Earth this whole time. I'm like, and no one knew?
No one found it? Like Transformers, too.
Yeah. Transformers just puts on everything on Earth.
Yeah.
I'm to the point where, like, someone just programmed a Transformer to think it was from space, but it was actually made by Mitsubishi. And, like, Ford. Yeah. So everybody's back. They're going back to their status quo. Jean Grey is also back. Like, the original Jean Grey. Which is kind of crazy because she's been dead for years. I think this is just about Wolverine. Yeah, the big reveal is, like, Wolverine is not dead. Also, Deadpool is basically, he's going back to his murderous ways.
Oh, yeah?
And he's
no more playing nice?
Yeah, because basically remember we said he teamed up with Hydra Cap. So, like, he's got to answer to that, and there's one shot of him just sitting in a cell being shot at. There's so much news from just all over the place. I just want to see if we covered it. What's Loki playing at? Yeah, these are all just there. Oh, it seems that Norman is trying to gain some power back that he had. So he might be working shit behind the scenes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very Norman-esque.
Basically, like, he's the whole... That Secret Empire thing was pretty cool.
Dark Avengers.
The Dark Avengers, all that shit led into the hero age, or the heroic age, which was really great. Great time to be reading books. So he's trying to get back that power. He's going to be fighting Doctor Strange, who also will be back as Sorcerer Supreme, which he wasn't for a while, which I hate when they do shit like that. They've been doing it for fucking ever.
Yeah, about 6 years.
Artemis Chow is Hulk, and he's being called back to Scar. That's the planet where he met his wife, the whole Age of Thing. Yeah, we'll see what goes on with that, because, like, got to get Bruce Banner back as Hulk, right?
Somehow,
yeah. It seems that... what's his name? Wilson Fisk may end up being the mayor of New York. That's the storyline they're heading to with Daredevil.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that'll kind of throw a cog and hinge wrench. He no longer knows who he is. He did for a while. I don't know what fucking voodoo they pulled to get that out of there. I hate when they do that whole, like, I know your secret identity shit. And it's like, okay. And then they're like, well, now I don't. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't?
You have to just forget it, because otherwise it's just too easy to...
Or we got a brand new day. Which is why Spider-Man is no longer married.
Yeah.
And because he made a deal with the devil to save his stupid aunt, who's 95 years old and should just fucking die at this point. Like, eventually, like, you have to move shit on.
Oh, yeah, I guess, but...
Brand New Day is a massive reason why people stop reading Spider-Man books.
Yeah, I know that storyline, but, like, the idea of, like, your villain knowing who the hero is, like, Fisk knowing...
and this is really kind of, like, a Marvel problem.
Of, like, a little bit of the idea is, like, but then, like, why doesn't he just, like...
Attack your fucking house while you're sleeping.
Yeah, like there's so many other ways that he could hurt you now, knowing it, where it's like, well, it's just...
That's Spider-Man whole shtick, right? Is he can't let people close to him because they'll try to kill him. And then he unmasked himself, and that's exactly what they tried to do. Tried to shoot his aunt with a sniper. And, like, there's very few characters, though, now, I think, that do have a secret identity. Like, where it really matters. Like, Batman has one, Spider-Man has one. Like... And Superman somehow has one, even though it's like, really, they should all just figure out who he is. So that was kind of what's going on in Marvel. Just a whole bunch of, like, trying to reset shit.
Yep.
And trying to, from what I've gathered, play off the past to introduce the future. Like, we've seen from promotional items, everyone kind of is in their classic duds, just updated a bit. And... I'm glad, because, like, I want these characters to be back to the way they are. And I think this might have to do a lot with Rebirth.
Yeah.
Which, like, it necessarily doesn't have to answer to, because the way...
But you get the idea of, like...
But, like, DC, it worked for them so well.
Yeah, and you get the idea, like, hey, these people want to read these DC books because it's about Batman, it's about Superman, it's about Wonder Woman, it's about them being who they are. Why are our books selling? Oh, because none of our characters are our fucking characters.
Yeah, when you go pick up Captain America, it's Sam Wilson as Captain America.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well,
or he's a Nazi,
so
or like...
like, maybe there's something to that. Maybe Rebirth is a good idea of, like, let's do something where our characters are our fucking characters.
Like, the only person it doesn't really affect is Spider-Man and Miles as Spider-Man.
Yes, but Spider-Man 2 got so fucking corporate that, like, he's losing that part of himself because, again, that's not who Spider-Man is.
But even before that, though, like, there was two distinct Spider-Man, even if they were in the same universe now, where it's like, people knew, like, people love Miles. I love Miles.
Yeah, oh yeah, like...
But he doesn't take anything away from Spider-Man.
For Spider-Man, it wasn't so much having two Spider-Man like Peter and Miles. It was that Peter was now the CEO of Parker Corp, and he's doing this. Yeah. He's not Spider-Man anymore.
But if you did want that experience, though, we have Miles for that now, and that's kind of where their head was at. Yeah. And I kind of get that. Like Spider-Man has to he's 35 now. He can't.
How come he's the only one that ages?
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know why that is. But there is that instance where this kid can't be the fuck up high school college guy he was. He's smart and now he has his own business. If you want to watch the Spider-Man try to be a high school kid in college, you have Miles for that. Whereas if you tried to read Iron Man, there was no Tony Stark Iron Man except for AI, which is just stupid. You wanted to read Thor, you couldn't read Thor because it was chick Thor. Yeah, that too. Oh my god, is that book hard to read?
It is. It's so fucking hard to read.
I get they're talking Asgardian, but I'm not. And the X-Men, I don't even know who's on that team anymore. Because the 5 original dudes are dead or gone. And where's Scott? Where's Cyclops? Is he coming back?
I'm sure
Xavier's dead too. Is he coming back?
I'm sure he will be.
Oh yeah, they'll be back. I'm glad they're bringing characters back to where they should be. And that's why I hadn't read a DC book in so long. Except for Batman. But bringing Rebirth, I read every Rebirth title, and then if they were good, I kept reading them. Yeah. Granted, I haven't read a DC book in months or a comic in months.
I haven't read a comic in months, but that's just not because I don't want to.
It's just there's so many. And then you get behind, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, the list just gets bigger and bigger.
The Avengers, I forgot to mention this. There's 8 Avengers. There's 3 or 4 Avengers books now.
There's 4 Avengers.
They're all selling under one banner, under Avengers, and it's going to be 1 week a book.
Yeah.
Under one header, and each writer's going to do a week, and then the artists are going to rotate months leading up to the big event in the Avengers. I forget what number it was, but I like that because you can focus on different Avengers while still having that core Avengers group.
It's the same money and same books, same.
It's just changing. More characters, and it allows you to them to have if they want U.S. Avengers, no one gives a fuck about the U.S. Avengers. But if they're in the Avengers brand, you're gonna be all right, fine, I'll read it. Whatever, it's 1 week. Yeah. And then it's a much better way of doing things. And it's a book every week, but it's the same shit you're getting. If you were getting the same, even if you were getting 2, you're now just getting 2 extra books with more content.
Yeah.
And it's whatever, but I think it's better that way.
At least for sure. For that one, it works out a lot better.
And again, it's bringing characters that should be in the forefront to the forefront. I'm not against change, but if you're affecting change by killing off or drastically altering other characters, what the hell is the point?
Yeah.
You piss off new readers who have no idea what the hell they're doing, or you piss off old readers who are like, I don't want this crap.
Exactly.
And DC learned that the hard way, and Marvel's learning it the hard way now. And it took them... DC, it took fucking forever to realize that. Marvel caught on a little bit quicker because they realized, DC's doing something important.
Yeah.
Let's just steal that idea and call it something different. And, DC stuck to their guns for the longest time, granted, with New 52.
But I like the way it played out in the end. I like that we got to the point of...
You ultimately was that your plan all along to piss us off for 5 years?
I like the way that it got to 52 issues.
Yeah.
All the books got to 52 issues.
Well, not all of them.
Not all of them. The ones that originally started, though, from 52, got to 52 issues. And then it switched over to Rebirth. I like the way that played out. At some point in that 5 year, it did click into, let's do this.
Yeah.
It might not have been the original plan from going back 5 years, but at some point it would have had to have matched up where they're like, we're going to do this, lead into 52 issues, and then kick into Rebirth.
I hope this stops the trend of number ones, because I hate it.
Yeah.
This
will probably be your last set.
As much as it does not. It also confuses new readers a lot. If you're just jumping into books, you're like, wait, why are we at issue 1? We were just at issue 9.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
You know what Marvel has to fucking stop doing? I was putting books away the other day, and I came across this. Their fucking point system.
Oh, yeah, they want to tell another story, but they don't want it to include the main story, so they do 9.5. Yeah, I hate that shit.
I have a Spider-Man one in here. It was a 10.
10.5.
10.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
And then 11.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you mother. And then there was another set, like it got to 13, and then they did the same thing.
Amazing
13,
is
1,
notorious
2, 3.
for that crap.
Yeah,
and
it was
hate
amazing.
it.
I was like,
hate that.
fuck, I hate
that.
this point system.
And I like that they're going back to their old numberings. That's another big thing too. I love old numberings.
Rebirth did that too.
Yeah, I love that. And just there was another point I wanted to make. Oh, the new reader thing. Like they're always like, oh, it confuses new readers when you have blah 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 this. Really, if you want a book, just read it.
Yeah.
Like for the most part, you're not going to get too confused. And if you do, just look it up.
Yeah.
Like we live in the age of technology.
You got Google.
Like you
Ask
got
her
Google.
anything.
You got people. Well, I won't say us, but we tried to explain it. But I was kind of all over the place just because of the article. But like there are tons of videos and written articles and like
stuff.
you can easily get caught up. It's not that hard. Like I haven't read a book in months and I know what's going on in Legacy.
Yeah.
Like I actually explained it to you when you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'll read it and make it more sense.
Yeah, I get
but
it.
like, just if you want to read a book, just jump in and read a book.
I knew those people were dead, and I said, don't read a Marvel
exactly,
book if you
like
paid me.
yeah, that and like the dying and coming back to life thing, people get annoyed, but it's just what they do.
It is.
It's like
Yeah.
it's standard
has
now.
to.
Just get used to it. Like it, you shouldn't have to, but it's what they do. It drives book sales, and that's ultimately what they're trying to do is get people to
Yeah,
buy
it's a
books.
business.
And this, I think, will help it in the
They
long
do.
run.
They kill someone because you stopped buying books,
Yeah,
right?
they killed off Wolverine, and everyone read that Wolverine thing. They made Captain America Nazi. Everyone bought the book, and then they stopped because they realized the story was shit, and it was. But it led to this,
Yep.
and I do like that. Like DC has this weird thing where they like to wipe continuity and pretend it doesn't exist, and then try to shoehorn it all back in there. And it's really fucking dumb, and it really hurts them because no one ever knows what's canon. Now we do.
Now
And
we do. They clear that shit up real good.
And I
with
think it
Rebirth.
all
And
works
52
really
and-
good.
And
Yeah.
Watchmen now.
It works
and
really good. But
it's fucking working.
Marvel, for the most part, everything's canon.
That's a lot of canon.
It is, but I think like it's the way they explain their canon is
65, 70
just
fucking
the
years
big
of-
things.
Well, that's what
Is basically
that's what DC did.
But
now.
DC has a lot of Elseworld stories where Marvel doesn't have a lot of that, and everyone's like, where do these fall? And some of it counts and some of it doesn't. They're like, our big stuff counts, and little character changes here and there count. But like, it's not always like. I think DC, this happens to a lot more. You remember more of DC's big things than you do Marvel's.
Yeah.
So when Marvel like hints at it or talks about it later on, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of remember that. DC like constantly like there's always a fucking crisis, and it always counts, and you're always like, why do you have so many of these things? And like some of them are mini crises, and some of them are like, we're gonna blow up our entire multiverse and bring it back next Tuesday. But
It's working now.
It's working now, and I think this will fix Marvel's problem of renumbering books and characters. And I'm actually really excited for Legacy, and I'm actually excited for the first time to read Marvel's books and not just Spider-Man.
So when does Legacy 1 come out?
It's out?
Oh, the first issue. Of
Yeah,
like
I spoiled
legit,
the entire thing.
So the legit first issue of
Yeah,
of 1.
Hulk's Legacy book came out. I think Wolverine's is out, and I think this Legacy #1 book is out,
which is like the main story.
which is the
Legacy.
main story, and then they're gonna start slowly trickling out, leading up to like the November big reveal thing.
Sounds good.
Which I'm like, awesome. So that was our podcast this week. I'd like to thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching last week's podcast. I kind of let a little bit of the videos breathe this week, but we will be back next week with videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can look forward to the podcast on Monday. I think Wednesday I'm going to put up the next Layers of Fear. And then Friday we'll play it by ear because I kind of just throw a video up there and I don't know what it's going to be yet. So thank you for joining us. I'm Anthony. This is Nick. You're Talking Bull.
See you.
Sucker.